Welcome back. The defence ministers and officials of the community of the Sahel-Saharan states CENSAD concluded their meetings on Friday in the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh. 27 African and Arab countries were taking part in the two-day meeting to explore military and counter-terrorism cooperation. Minister of Defence Sadi Subhi announced 17 articles concerned with combating terrorism and cross-border organised crime in the area and unveiled an agreement to establish a Sahel-Saharan Centre for Fighting Terrorism with Egypt as its headquarters. During their gathering, the Ministers of Defence adopted a document of mechanisms to prevent, manage and settle conflicts, which will be reviewed by the community's Executive Council during its upcoming meeting. They also endorsed enhancing the community's border security and stress on the need to halt all political intervention in the internal affairs of CENSAD countries. The defence ministers also reiterated the importance of banning support for rebels and separatist groups and focused on boosting the potentials of the defence and security forces of member states. In an earlier development and on the sidelines of the conference, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi met on Thursday with the heads of delegations participating in the CENSAD summit held in the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh. Presidential spokesman Ala Yousaf said that the head of state had welcomed the ministers of defence who were keen on participating in the gathering and highlighted its importance given the current challenges facing the region. El-Sisi asked the attendees to witness a minute of silence dedicated to the victims of the latest terrorist attacks on Brussels. The President also stressed that Egypt will resume its cooperation with the African and regional countries in all fields, with a special focus to be given to fighting terrorism. El-Sisi ended the meeting by announcing that the Ministry of Defence will offer African students 1,000 scholarships in Egyptian military academies. And to shed more light on the outcome of the Sahel-Saharan Defence Ministers meeting, we have joining us over the phone Major General Ayman Hibbuddin. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
So let me ask you about your overall impressions of the CENSAD summit.
Yes, it is a big event to have a collection between all the countries in Africa, so they can unify their political and you know that the military departments always lead the political side of the country. So if we unify the efforts and unify the ideas of the military sections, we will get to lead the political situation for all these countries.
Right. And to what extent do you think the conference succeeded in putting a new basis for cooperation between the participating countries?
Yes, and the CC effort a good idea about collecting 1,000 military students to study in the military university. It will lead to unify all the ideas of the military new generation.
Right.
You got my idea? This will lead us to unify the efforts of Africa. You know that one of the academics who are speaking of the politics, why the Western countries took big efforts to make all the African countries separated from each other. They need their oil, they need the mineral soil, and this is what they need. Therefore, we have to unify our countries, at least at the political positions.
Okay, and I thank you very much for your insights. Major General Ayman Hibbuddin, strategic expert, thank you for joining us. The Ministry of Interior announced Thursday that it had uncovered the killers of Italian student Giulia Regini, whose body was found in a ditch on the edge of Cairo. This came as police forces shot dead members of the criminal gang that specialized in abducting foreigners by posing as policemen. The statement said security forces had managed to track down the gang in the district of New Cairo as it impersonated policemen and then robbed foreigners. It added that there was an exchange of fire with the police and all members of the gang were killed. A number of Regini's personal belongings were found in the shootout. As an Egyptian team of investigators informed their Italian counterparts, they hailed the efforts exerted by Cairo to unveil the criminals behind the Italian student's murder and bring them to justice.